Yes, welcome back. So in this session, I will explain how you can analyze the results of docking. And if you remember in my previous session, if you see my previous video, we created this folder where we basically did the docking of these two drugs with the D2 receptor of dopamine. Okay, so once the docking is done, each folder has each ligand folder has two poses that I have made. So we will just take an example of one of the pose that we just created in the previous session, and we just want to see how the interaction is taking place between the ligand and the protein. Means, just for an example, I want to show you one paper that we also saw in the previous session. So if you just open this paper, there are some interactions like this. So which amino acid in the active site is interacting with which functional group of the ligand. This is something that if we want to analyze, we can do this very easily, and for this I will be teaching you in this session. Okay, so for this we need to have couple of softwares. The first one, the first software that I will just talk about is something coming from the Schrodinger group. Okay, and it is called as a free Mastro. So you just go to Google and type this address schrodinger.com/freemastro. So it will just bring you to this page. First of all, you need to make an account and sign in. Okay, and once you sign in, you come to this page and you press on this Linux and press on the download button. Why Linux is this? Because we are performing all these experiments with the help of Linux. So now I have already done this, and if you just see in the downloads folder, I have already downloaded this file. So what I will do is I will simply open this, and for now I will simply extract it over here. Okay, so where I will extract, let me extract it here itself. So it is extracting the folder. We will wait for a few seconds. Okay, so now all the files that we need for installing Mastro free version is downloaded and it is extracted into a folder. So what we will now do is we will cut this folder from here. We'll cut this folder from here and we will put it into the folder that we created in the previous session, that is bioinfo softwares. So we'll just paste it over here simply. It will take some time probably to copy. And from the download folders, if you want to just remove this completely, then you can delete it, because we no longer need the zip folder or the compressed folder. So we'll just go to home and we will go to bioinfo softwares, where we just extracted and pasted our folder of Mastro. We open this, right, and when we open this, it should look something like this. So here you first of all need to do the right click, and then you need to open you need to choose this option which says open in terminal. So now as soon as you open this in a terminal, it should mention the name of the folder where you are working. Okay, so this is the folder where we are working. So just let me zoom it a little so that you can see. Okay, so now these are the components of the folder, and as soon as I press ls and press enter, it should say all this files. Okay, now as I mentioned earlier, install, as you see over here, it is in green color font, so it is an executable file. So what you need to do is you just need to type a command to install this file. Okay, so basically we will install this file in this computer. So it is sudo sh full stop slash, and then you write. Okay, so you just type this much and press enter. It will ask for the password, computer password. You just press the password and hit enter. So everything it will do on its own. So it is trying to show that it is installing the software in the opt directory within the root. So it doesn't matter, enter. Yes, y, just okay. And scratch, you just type when you come to this stage. Okay, you just type /tmp. Okay, and hit enter, and you just type y for everything. So it is trying to install this software. So remember, once again, this is a software we are installing to visualize the docking that we did previously in UCSF Chimera by the help of Autodoc Vina. Okay, so there are so many questions that come to me that why can't we do this in Windows. The problem is with the Windows is that in Windows you can easily install Chimera. You can do most of the stuff in Windows as well in Chimera, but during the last stage when you click on say OK while performing the docking, right, it does not choose properly the way Vina should work. So there is a glitch in Windows. Otherwise you can prepare the ligands in Windows. You can also prepare your protein in Windows, but when it comes to the last stage where you prepare the grid and hit enter, okay, for docking, it will not do it. It will show you an error, and therefore we are performing the entire assay or entire experiment or entire tutorial in Linux. Okay, similarly for Maestro, the free version is available for Windows as well, and it works pretty well in Windows. So it does not matter whether you take the entire folder and then you start working it in Windows or you keep working it in Linux. It's up to your choice, right? So it is still trying to install this. So one thing we need to remember is that it is trying to install this software inside the uh, root opt Schrodinger. Okay, so root opt Schrodinger. So how can we go over there? Okay, so the first thing we need to do is you just go on this other locations. You just press over there. Okay, so other locations, you just go to this place. Okay, and then you press on this computer, and over here in this is basically a root directory. Okay, and inside root directory it is choosing this option which says opt. So where does this opt come? It comes over here. Okay, and inside this you can see there is an option which says Schrodinger 2023. So it is written over here, Schrodinger 2022-3. so this is the folder where it is installing everything. So this is the folder from where we can open the Maestro that I will explain you in a while. So let the installation take place properly, and we shall continue installing where the computer is trying to install this share. Okay, so this will basically, it can take up to 15 minutes as well, so don't worry. Okay, so even though you press Y over here, you need to make some changes to get your Maestro icons on your computer screen. But let us see whether it brings some. Okay, so it says software Schrodinger installation is complete. Okay, but now we need to understand that it has installed the software in /opt Schrodinger this place. Okay, in the opt folder inside the root, right? So if you cannot see any icons over here, okay, so you have got this icons over here, so Maestro. So I will simply click over it, so it shall open. It can take time as well because it is a very heavy software, but it is very powerful as well. So I recommend you use it, you try to learn it. Okay, so as soon as you open this, it will look something like this. I will just make the screen wider. The first thing that we need to do is we need to go to a place, or we need to change the folder where we are working in. So first thing you do is the change working directory. So go to desktop over here, go to 6cm4, and then go to Receptor. So that is where we are looking for. We just say choose, that's it. And then over here say import structures. So when you click on this import structure, it will show you all the files that are there in that folder. Okay, so you select pose1 and hit open. Okay, so it will look something like this. Okay, so don't worry, whatever you're seeing is absolutely correct. So the first one that you see is the protein, and the second one that you see is the ligand. Okay, so both the entries, it may be a single PDB file that has been exported by UCSF Chimera in the previous session, but in Maestro it identifies these two as a separate files. So what you first need to do is you select both of them by keeping the control button pressed. So you select all these things, and then once everything is selected, you just right click on it. Okay, you just right click on it, and then there is an option which says merge. So you merge it. Okay, so you say it is 6cm4 dash risperidone docked. So where you have docked it? You have docked it in Veena, like this. So this is the file that you are interested in. Okay, so if you want to delete both the above files, it's okay, you can also delete it. So we are simply deleting it. Okay, so now when you have this file with you, okay, what you see is ligand, it says unknown, and it says protein. So here also you can rename the ligand if you want, okay, but we don't want to do it right now. But anyways, so you have this ligand and you have this protein. Okay, so the first thing is that you select protein, the protein will selected, you zoom out, you can see the protein like this. No need to worry, it appears by default in this way itself. The only thing that you need to do for now is you need to click on this preset. As soon as you click on this preset, it says apply default custom preset, and you hit on it, and you see your ligand, which is in a white color over here, it is there inside the protein. Okay, like this. Okay, so you can move the protein, you can rotate the protein. Okay, so with the okay, so anyway, so this is what it looks like. Okay, and now you just need to click on this ligand interaction button. Okay, so I do not show this again, and I'll show. Okay, so as soon as I clicked on this, okay, it showed me a diagram which is something like this. Okay, so it says the nitrogen moiety, so the nitrogen atom of this ring is making a very strong interaction with this aspartate 114. Okay, so here you can show how many, if you want to have the 1-letter abbreviation or 3-letter abbreviation, whatever you want, you can just show it over here. Okay, so this is the diagram, and if you click on this button and click on this lid, so it will also show you what each interaction mean. Okay, so this is the interaction which says on the purple color, it says hydrogen bond. So it shows a very strong hydrogen bond being formed with aspartate 114. Okay, so this is a very crucial important interaction that we are searching for. So this is one way to visualize the interaction. Okay, so just for now I'll minimize this, and for protein I will just click on this button and I will show this, and then I will for this protein I will chain A, and then I will chain A, I will say ribbons. Okay, so you can see the ribbons like this. Okay, so you can just play around with this, you can take different photographs, you can see the ligand interactions over here as well. Okay, so this is the one way to do it. Now what you can do is you can export this file. So I will just right click and on this, and you get an option which says export, and it says structure. Okay, and in this working directory itself I will export it as a PDB file, and I will just give the same name. Okay, like 6cm4 dash the short name of the ligand and docked Veena slash pose 1. Okay, so I will just export it as the merge file, and if you see carefully in this working directory in risperidone, you will see the exported file somewhere. Okay, so this is the exported file we just created. Okay, now there are certain online tools as well where you can do the same thing. So one of them is called as the PLIP interaction profiler. So here also you can analyze your interaction. So this is the PLIP. Okay, so the first thing, you can choose your file. So I will choose our file. You go to desktop. Where is the desktop? Okay. Okay, so we go to home, and in home we go to desktop, we go to this folder risperidone, and in this we choose for this 6cm4 docked Veena pose 1. You select this file and you press on select. So it has selected these files, and then you simply need to press this button which says analyze. So this is the very powerful online tool which shows which kind of interactions are there. Okay, so you can download this and then you can open it in the PyMol, which is another software, story for the another day. But for now you can just analyze this table, what it is trying to tell. Okay, so it is saying that hydrogen bonds, it has been made with 416 residue. The number of the amino acid is 416A. With the tyrosine, the distance is 1.8 Armstrong. Okay, and each distance of the ligand atom from the nearest active site residue. Okay, then pi stacking, another type of interaction. So pi stacking interaction, you can observe it from here, whereas the Mastro was not able to show what was the pi interaction. So here if you just see pi interaction, it says it will show, but it is not showing it somewhere around here. Okay, so which you can easily visualize over here in this flip, and you can use this terminologies in writing your manuscript or your thesis when you are writing it. Okay, it is also making the salt bridge with aspartate. Okay, so these are all the amino acid number residues, and it is where it is making the interaction. So this has been shown over here. Okay, so one more thing that we need to understand or remember is that the same folder we can move it to Windows, and in Windows we can use another software which is called as BioVia Discovery Studio. So that is also a visualizer. The free version is called as a visualizer. So in visualizer we can see the interactions as well. So I will take this folder and I will continue in Windows from now. Okay, so this is one of the thing that I wanted to show. There is another tool as well, online tool, so which is over here, which says protein.plus.com. so it is also an online tool. So again it is trying to show or it is asking to upload the PDB file. So we will choose our PDB file. Okay, so we'll go to home and go to desktop, and again in this folder Respiridon, and Respiridon, again what we'll do is we will choose this folder which is exported by Mastro. Okay, so we'll pose one, and we have done it. Suppose one is over here, and then you just click on this button go, and you just wait for a few seconds. Very nice. So if you just see online tool, it is showing how the ligand is interacting. It is also a tool where you can take the photograph as well. For now what we need to do is there are so many options on the right hand side that you can try one after the another, but the most important one for today's tutorial would be this pose view 2D interaction diagram. So as soon as you click on this and you click on this pose view, you have to select your ligand. So this is your ligand, you selected your ligand, it came over here, and then you need to press on calculate. So it says few seconds and it will show you a diagram over here. So wow, so this is the diagram it is showing. Okay, so if you just see this, it is making a very strong interaction with aspartate 114. That is something very evident from this. Okay, diagram. So this is something that you can also save it from here in SVG format or in any other format you want, like PDF or PNG format. Okay, so this is another tool where you can do this. Right, so let us just check whether aspartate 114 is very important amino acid for this interaction or not. So let us go to the research article that we are looking in. So in this research article, if you just go down and if you just see aspartate 114, make it, I think these are the PDB IDs are different somehow. So if you just see, the PDB IDs are different over here somehow, I don't know why, but so the numbers of the amino acid may change. Okay, but basically the similar sort of diagram you just obtain from the tools that I just showed you. Okay, so if you just see 114, okay, so interaction has been made with this nitrogen. So if you just see, this is the nitrogen, so that interaction has been observed to be formed over here. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. and I will just move this entire folder to Windows, and then I will show you how exactly you can do this making use of BioWare Discovery Studio. Okay, so one more thing before we move to Windows is that suppose if you install Mastro and you don't get these icons in the app drawer over here, what you can do, how you can open, in certain cases it may happen that you may have installed Mastro correctly, but this icons will not appear over here. So for that, what you need to do is you have to go to this icon of files. You just open this, you go to this other location, and when you press on this other location, the first option which says computer, it has to have a slash over here. It means that this drive is acting like a root directory. So I will just open into it. Okay, so in this root directory, this is called as a root directory, and in this root directory you just go to this option which says opt. Okay, and in this opt folder you find a folder which says Schrodinger 2022-23 or 2022-3. You open this folder, and then you need to execute a file which says Mastro. Okay, so how you can do this? So just right click in this empty space in this folder. So just right click, press on open in terminal option over here. So it will just open a terminal, and you just have to do a small command which is full stop slash, and you just write Mastro. So this will basically open this file or this executable file, and hit enter, and it will just open your Mastro like this. Okay, so in this way as well you can open Mastro when in case if your computer does not show these icons. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. I will open the Windows session, and then I will explain how you can see the interaction in Discovery Studio visualizers as well. Okay, so we'll move to Windows now. Thank you. Okay, so let's begin. So we are on Windows, and we have brought our folder that we have created from Linux onto the desktop of Windows. Okay, so the next tool that I will be talking about is BioWare Discovery Studio. Visualizer. Okay, so this is free version. Only the visualizer part of this BioWare Discovery Studio is free, otherwise it is a paid package. But for the community, for the students, this BioWare Discovery Studio is a free tool that you can use for analyzing the protein-ligand interaction, and for many more as well. Okay, so what you can do is it will first of all ask you to register. So here you can just type your email ID. So it can be okay, so it can be your email ID. You have to provide your email ID which you are using. Okay, then you need to press on the next, and it will ask for the other names. Okay, so it will ask for ABC XYZ. Yeah, so if you are in academics, and you have to provide your city and your phone number. Okay, so okay, so you just do all this, you just provide all this information, and then you just write and press on submit. And as soon as you provide all the details to this Discovery Studio registration, there will be two options in front of you to either download the Windows version or to download the Linux version. There is a Linux version for sure, but installation of this Linux version is slightly tricky. Therefore, I would recommend that this part at least you should do it on the Windows. As soon as you click on the download button, okay, it will ask you for the exe file. So it is very simple to install as well. So for now I'm just it is 408 MB, so I have already installed it. It is very simple. As soon as you download this, what you can do is you can just double click on it and press next every time it asks for, and your install will be done. Okay, so once your installation is complete, you open the Discovery Studio visualizer, which will be something like this. Okay, so it will open like this. Okay, and once it opens, you can open the file which you have created in in Linux while performing Autodoc Vina in UCSF Chimera. So we will open this file which we have ended up with on Linux. So you just go to file and open, and you then go to desktop over here, and then this is the file that we created using Maestro Visualizer in Linux, okay, and exported it over there. So we have brought it over here from Linux to this place, Windows, and now we can simply open it. So now as soon as you open this, okay, so as soon as you open this, you can, with the help of a right click, you can move it around and you can clearly see your ligand which is located inside over here in the active site. Okay, so now when you see this, okay, you make sure that out of all the tabs that are over there, you have to choose the tab which says Receptor Ligand Interaction. So it is already been clicked over here, okay, and you, with the small arrow that you can see, or a small triangle that you can see, just press it over, so the window will open like this. Okay, so now you have to identify, click each of these. So this, when you press on A, it will select the entire chain. When you press another A, the ligand will be selected, it will turn yellow automatically. So otherwise, if you don't select anything, it is black in color. So as soon as you select the chain A, it will appear yellow in color. Okay, or what you can do is, either you can click on the ligand. Even if you are clicking on the ligand, okay, it will turn yellow in color. So I will press on ligand, it will turn like this. In either case, either you can press this or this. The ultimate goal is to make this ligand look yellow in color. So as soon as this is done, you have to define it as a receptor. So you just click over it. So you have defined this ligand as a receptor. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to click on this button which says Ligand Interactions. So you press on it, so it will create a diagram like this. Okay, you can play around with this to create a 3D images, but for now, for 2D image, what you can do is, for your analysis, you just press on this 2D diagram. So as soon as you press on this 2D diagram, it will show you which amino acids are interacting. Okay, and once you click on any of this amino acid and then you press Control, and you can change the location, you can take the screenshot of it and you can put it in your research article or your thesis. Okay, again, if you ever see over here, aspartate 114 is been interacting with the nitrogen of this molecule. Now you can also measure the distances of each interaction that is being made. So simply what you do is, in the empty space over here, just right click over and go to display styles. Okay, and on the last tab, that is interaction, okay, there is a tab with, there is this checkbox which mentions show distance. You just put a tick mark over there and apply. Okay, so it will basically show the interaction and the length in Armstrong. Okay, so I had selected first leucine, so it only showed me for this the length of only this interaction. However, if I don't select anything, and if I right click over here and say display style, go to interactions and then show distances, probably it will show me distances of each and every interaction that has been made. So this is one thing that you can show. If you don't want to show any of this interaction, or if you want to show any particular interaction, then I will show you how to do it. Interaction, first you put it off, everything is off now, put OK, and then you select the amino acid. Suppose this is a very crucial amino acid interaction that is taking place, I will only select this one. So it has been selected. Once you select it over here, the 3D interaction will also turn, the selected part will turn yellow over here as well. Again, in the empty space, in the white space, right click, go to display styles, and then on the interaction you click on this show distance. Okay, and then you just apply. So it will now only show you the interaction of this bond that has been formed, and the type of the bond that has been formed is shown with the interaction tile over here which says salt bridge. Okay, So Discovery Studio is mentioning this as a salt bridge. Otherwise, in the other applications, you saw that this was the hydrogen bond. Okay. Anyways, but the interaction and the length of interaction can also be viewed from here. Okay. So all these things you can play around and learn from this Discovery Studio. It is a very powerful tool as well for making the diagrams and putting it into your thesis. Okay. So you can just play around with the 3D diagrams as well. So for instance, quickly I will just show you one thing. Just in the empty black space, you click on the empty space, the right click, you go to display styles and go to graphics, and the background color you first of all make it as like this. Okay. So now you can see your ligand is over here. So what you can do is you can select your ligand from here. Again, do the right click, go to display styles. Okay. Or you can just go to display styles. Okay. And custom color, so you can give a custom color to this ligand. So here we are only giving custom colors to carbon, and let it be sky blue color. Okay. And you just, I'm sorry, okay, and you just do apply, and now you see your ligand is of blue color, and all the interacting amino acids are being mentioned over here. Okay. So now one more thing that you can do is that interacting receptor atoms, if I click over it on the left hand panel, it will make all the interacting pattern amino acids turn yellow. Now over here what you do is you just right click and click on labels and you say add. Okay, so it will add labels for the selected items. So what are the selected items? The interacting amino acids. So I will put it add over here. Then it says atom. We don't want to label the atom, but we want to label amino acid. So select amino acid from here. Okay, make sure the font size is large enough so that you can see everything, and make the color black or any color which you can clearly visualize, and simply click apply. Okay, if you want to increase the size even more, and if you want to say Arial black to be more visually visible, so this is how it looks. So if you just see this, okay, so each amino acids, how it is interacting, it has been shown. You can make this look, or you can orient it in the way you want, and then you can easily take the image of this or take a screenshot of this and put it in your report or anything. Okay. So till now we studied 3 tools. One was the Mastro visualizer, another one is this one, this is Discovery Studio, and the other two were the online tool. The one was Plip online tool, and the last one was Protein Plus visualization platform. Okay, so I hope this was the learning experience for you, and this can help you in your docking and molecular interacting studies, computational. So with this I will end my session. You can save this file, or you can just delete it. Okay, so thank you.